Hey, this is Ash. We're doing another funnel review. And so I just finished reading this book about speed reading by Kam Knight. And so I read the book, and there was a couple places in the book he said, why don't you check out my website? And I think he said he had some offer there. So anyway, I went to his website, um, and then he's got a lot of blog posts. And I don't remember how I got to the landing page, but there is a link on the bottom which takes me to this page where he is selling a product. So I'm going to scroll through it real quickly so we know what we're talking about here. Um, so he's selling a product, like a how to overcome procrastination product. And it's a pretty long page, but actually there's not a lot of text content to read. It's mostly visual, which is pretty good in some ways. So here's the product he's selling. That's an information product on how to get over procrastination. And this is what you'll learn, some of the things you'll learn here. So overall, I think the page is pretty good. He does a very good job. He follows a classic model, problem solution, and then, what is it costing you? And then you got to make a decision, you in or you're out. So anyway, so I'm going to review this page. It's a very, very long page. But like I said, overall, I think it's pretty good. There's some things that I would change, some few things I would add, definitely some things I'd probably take out, and a couple things I would just modify. All right, so that's the whole page. It takes you, okay, so it takes you to this page where you can buy the product for $197. And it's pretty straightforward as far as check out your name and credit card and things like that. Okay, so let's go back to the page. Let's go all the way up. Let's go slowly so we can look at it one more time. He's got a lot of bonuses, um, and he's got some testimonials, and he outlines his what the course is all about. So we're going to go right to the top because that's where most people start. All right, so what is this? Okay, we're going to the top. So here it goes how I went from procrastinating and self-sabotaging to selling $1.2 million in books and traveling 100 countries just by getting rid of this one weird thing you'll instantly recognize. Um, okay, the weird thing, I would say, the one weird thing has been used so many times, and it probably worked maybe the first 100 times, but I would say this one thing you do every day and you don't even realize, So how I went from procrastinating and self-sabotaging to selling $1.2 million in books and traveling to 100 countries just by getting rid of this one daily habit um, that we all do every day, or this one habit we all do every day, or something to that effect. Because the one weird thing is it just doesn't, I don't know, it's just been used so much. I don't really care what the weird thing is, because I'm going to be honest with you, it's probably not that weird. Okay, so you go here, right off the bat, I mean, just off the headline, it's giving you a call to action. My feelings are mixed on these things. I see it a lot. I think it's kind of too much sometimes. Like you click on it and you go here and then you're like, oh, well, I don't know. But at the same time, you can see what the checkout process is like, what it's going to cost. Um, I don't know. I'd probably put it further down um, just kind of create a little curiosity as to what maybe this thing is. I mean, you could be reading this thing and go, okay, well, this is just another kind of like an article, like we just came from a blog post, right? This was a blog post, not selling me anything. And then actually the link, it says, click here for today's tool of the day. And you click here and you go, well, maybe this is just another blog post, another like a really, but a really intriguing blog post. But right here off the bat, it's already telling me I'm gonna have to buy something. It's got the little shopping cart thing. So right off the bat, I'm not even really engaged, and I'm really told I'm here to sell you something. So I would probably, definitely do a test and move it further down the page. You know, maybe around here somewhere. I'll have to look at the content, but it's because it really could be kind of, come off as a blog post. I mean, you have to look at some like sales pages. I mean, it's information, and people are trying to glean information. I mean, there's two ways you can look at some of these things. Is people they want to they want to get information from you without buying your product, or they want to get more information about what the product is. And so, like I said, it would be interesting to try this down below. Okay, so and I really okay. So let's get into some of the copy. And it says, why is it so hard to do the work? This was the question my students and clients kept on asking me. So that's just a common thing. And then he's putting in some you know authority here because he's got student now he doesn't even really have to say I got all these students and clients. He just puts it in there, and you know you have the motivation, and but it's and he just basically goes to kind of a bit of a story where you're motivated to do a lot of things, and but you just can't seem to do it, and you procrastinate. You watch Joe Rogan or something, and then 2 hours pass, and then so he's kind of doing this empathy copy, like this is a problem, and we all kind of feel about it, and then the worst thing, so and then so he's got the problem, and then now you make it worse, drive it in. So the worst thing is you've been doing this for years, yes. So it's bad enough that you read all this kind of copy and you're like, yeah, I did that last week, or I did that, yesterday. But now he's just digging the knife in, so to speak, and saying, yeah, not only did it yesterday, and you're probably doing it now, which he doesn't want to remind you of, but you're probably doing it now. You probably did it yesterday. You probably did it last week, but you've been doing this your whole life, your all these years. So really, really drive it home. And people are like, yeah, you know what? This isn't a temporary thing. I've been doing this many, many years, and I've been trying to stop procrastinating. And so he, reminds you, you've read all the books, bought all the courses, attended all the seminars, and that is true. A lot of people, then so he's really kind of empathizing with what you're going through. All right, so he's like, hey, I understand. I've been right where you are now. I know exactly what you're going through. Um, and I wondered why. And so he's going into like, why is this? You're gonna get some information. It's like, okay, we know this is a phenomenon, but why is this going on? And then talks about discipline and having willpower. So he was on a mission to go figure this out. He suffered the same problem. He was going to go figure it out. And here's where I understand where he was going with this, but I'm not sure if it was really executed very well. Because he says, what I did was take me on a 15-year journey to over 100 countries. Now, right now, I'm already I'm already looking at it and go, well, I don't want to do that. If that's what it takes, then I don't want to do it. What he probably should have said is, you know, I figured it out, and what I've done, you won't have to do. But I'm going to tell you what I did, but you won't have to do it because I found a shortcut. I found the easy way or the easy button, something along those lines. Because right then and there, I'm looking at it and going, oh, 15-year journey. Well, all right. Um, beaten with all these celebrities, and you're somebody like, I just want to get this project done. I don't want to go to 15, work on this for 15 years, go to 100 countries, meet all these celebrities. I don't want to do that. So he needs to remind. I understand, like he's saying, I got this wealth of knowledge. I'm not just writing some BS thing. It's based on years of experience. But throughout the page, and I'm not going to read every word of it, he doesn't really he doesn't really bridge that gap, right? He doesn't really say, well, I was a procrastinator, then I did all this stuff, and then now I'm not, and then I was able to, talk basically, what we said in the headline. I'm $1.5 million in books, but you won't have to do this. He doesn't really say, look, you don't have to do this. I did this, and I did it the hard way, and I struggled, and but you don't have to do, because I found the easy shortcut by bringing all this stuff together. But he doesn't really explain that in this, but it is impressive. You're like, well, hey, I would love to do all those things. I would love to live out my dreams. He calls it his bucket list. I would love to live out my dreams. Um, and so he's got all that, and I would say, okay, so he's got a button here. I would probably, like I said before, not put the button there, and I would probably, this is what I would do. Because now you got to get people juiced up, like, oh my gosh, you're living out your dream. You're traveling and you're doing all this stuff. I would say, yes, I want to end procrastination now. Yes, I want to stop sabotaging my life. Something along those lines. Um, and just, and then I would not, I'd remove the shopping cart because they already tell people you're gonna pay for something. I would just say something that they want. They don't want access. They want to solve their problem, right? So that's what they're buying. They're not buying for access. No, they don't want to go. I just want to buy. I just want to watch videos because I got nothing better to do. No, they want to. They want to. They're buying a solution. So put that in there. Go. Yes, I want to stop sabotaging my life. I want to stop procrastinating, or I want to get on with my life, or something along those lines. I didn't just look for answers on the outside, but I looked inside by pushing myself. Um, okay, again, here you got something like it seems like it's like hard work. I'm gonna have to push myself. I would probably follow it up as something along the lines, but now I know that it doesn't have to be that way, or something like, because people want the easy thing, right? Right now, what I'm getting from this is I'm gonna have to. It's great that you got all those things, but I'm gonna have to do all the hard things too, because and that's pretty much what life is all about, right? If you want all these great rewards that you're traveling and selling, $1 million in books, but guess what? You're gonna do a lot of hard work, and so people are gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, you know what? I'd love to get over procrastination and self-sabotage, but if it means I gotta work hard, pushing myself, I don't know if I want to do that. Okay, so he's got some images. I guess it would. My whole feeling on this is I would probably make them smaller, because when you first get to the page, you're like, wow, this is a really long sales page, and I have to read a lot. But at the end of the day, I mean, there's really not a lot of reading. But at the same time, it's probably not that big of a deal because the people who are finding Cam are people who read his books, who read his blog. So probably reading is not a huge factor. It's not like you're selling, hunting knives or something, and people probably never read a book in their lives. So his people where he's driving traffic from are people who have actually read. So not a big deal. Okay, so goes more about you know uh, what he was going through, and then now he gives it a name. He goes, I call it internal resistance. Um, I like this. I would make it big. Like he's got a couple. Let's look at some of his formatting right here. Like one of these, I'd put it for this right here, all in blue. I call this part internal resistance because that seems like you're getting to the solution, right? You're like, oh well, okay, now if we know what the problem is, we can get to the solution. Um, and so now we got a name for it's like going to the doctor, right? You got all these symptoms, and then the doctor goes, oh, you got XYZ. And then it's kind of like you're kind of happy because you're like, okay, well, now we figured out the problem. Now that we figured out the problem, we can figure out the solution. So all of this is very, kind of the symptoms. and then he's doing a diagnostic, and then here's the diagnosis: internal resistance. And so it's great. It just needs to be bigger and bolder, and just really kind of shout it out. I call this part internal resistance. This is the diagnosis. And then he goes, um, what are the, what is it not? What are you not like? This is not these things. Um, so he's talking about like okay, it's none of the, it's not having more motivation, it's not having more discipline, it's not even trying harder, which is great. This is great information people want to hear about. That something is internal resistance. And like going back, I think this is just beautiful because going back to the analogy of going to a doctor, you got all these symptoms going on in your body and you don't know what it is, and you probably did a lot of research and you're at your wit's end and you don't know what to do. You go to a doctor and a doctor gives you some diagnosis. Maybe it's some thing that you've never heard of, right? But it excites you because somebody figured out the problem. Somebody figured out the problem, gave you a diagnosis, that gets you closer to the solution. And that's exactly what Kam is doing here. Um, okay, so now so he's saying, once I figured out the internal resistance, I could look on, at the solution. And so overcoming resistance allowed me to do these things. And he has all these books on Amazon. Um, and so that's actually what got me interested in this, because I bought this book and then I went to his other books that he's written. So he's written quite a few. So anyway, he shows that on this page what he's written, and proof elements, very good proof elements. And then again, he's got a nice collage of photos to all the countries. Um, Complete bucket list in my 30s. I mean, I think these are things that people want. They want to do these things. If they could get over their procrastination and self sabotaging, then they get their work done. And then if they get their work done, they'll reap the rewards of doing good work, like money. And then with money, you can start doing all these great things. So that's a really good visual benefit. In fact, I'll have to say this is actually really good. I'm not even giving it enough credit, and here's the reason why. Because I see a lot of products online that describe certain benefits, but they don't really have good visuals. I mean, sometimes they're just not available, and you maybe have to use stock images, or it doesn't lend itself to a visual. And then usually, if it's a visual, it's usually a visual of the product, not the benefits of the product. So here he's got some great visuals of the benefit of the product. Like once you get over internal resistance, it'll allow you to get on the path to doing these things. So if you get over internal resistance, you can make $1 million. And then if you make $1 million, you can travel to 100 countries. And then you can complete your bucket list in your 30s and then start a new bucket list. So this is great. Okay, he says, now I'm the world's authority on the topic and I've spoken all over the planet. Um, I, I like that, except I would say a world authority, because whenever you declare that you're the one and only, I think people like they're kind of back with them. I'm like, that's not true. Like people want to call you out. They're like, that's a bunch of BS, right? Oh, you're the world's authority. Okay, how come I haven't seen you on like MSNBC or Fox News or Time Magazine if you're the world's authority? So you got to be careful. I would say I am a world authority on the topic and spoken all over the planet. Those just that little nuance changes how people are going to feel when they read that. They're like, oh, you are a world authority, because there's more than one person like you. There's a lot of motivational speakers who talk about procrastination and self sabotage. And so you are one of them, but you're way up there. But you're not the top one, because there is really no top authority. Okay. So, and then he's got some, proof elements. He's on stage, talking, speaking. Um, And then he goes right into, I'm on a mission to help you. He shows the product. I'm not sure if this is the right spot to show it, but anyway, introducing conquer internal resistance to live your best life. Beautiful. I would say conquer internal resistance to get shit done. I mean, really, that's that because they know people know if they can get things done, then they could probably live their best life. And so it's almost like it's kind of like a big leap. Um, Look, it's not the worst. I'm just being kind of nitpicky here. I mean, to live your best life, okay. I mean, I'm not arguing with this uh, this at all. But you know, maybe live your best life could be rather nebulous and vague, and you can't really picture it. Like, I mean, although it does come right after he's showing all these great things. Um, but people at the end of the day, I think they just want to get shit done. And then once they get stuff done, then they can start making money and then they can live their best life. Okay. Um, okay. So the overcome procrastination, self-talk to make more money, have better relationships, and live the life you dream of. Live the life you dream. Um, okay. So um, like I said, getting stuff done so you can make more money, better relationships. I think later on he talks about losing weight and things like that. Okay, no more starting and stopping again, spinning your wheels, wondering why you can't get anything done. Beautiful, I love it. From the very first lesson, you'll uncover secrets that'll put an end to procrastination and sabotage to achieve what you've always wanted. Very good. Um, Again, I would, like I said before, I would just write in, yes, I want to end procrastination and self-sabotage. Boom. Okay. Okay, now we get some testimonials. This woman's got a really nice testimonial. So I'm going to talk. Okay, number one, it, there is nothing that there's no header on the testimonials. I would say real results from real people or something like that. You don't have to say testimonials, but say, real results from real people, whatever, people just like you. So he's got a couple of videos. So here's my comment about these videos. I would make them smaller and then have like a little summary of what this person's saying, like Michelle, because it's like a 3-minute video, and if people don't want to watch the whole thing, it's about 3 minutes, or to entice them to watch to start watching it, because they may be like, well, I don't have time to watch this video. Um, and so just like bullet points, some highlights of what she's saying, the results and stuff like that. So I would split it in half, put the video over here, put the highlights um, of what you're going to see in the video. Okay, so, and then he's got this testimony. I'll do the same thing. And then this is kind of weird because this is him. This is Cam. He's not giving a testimonial. And I've actually watched this video and I think it's a huge, huge distraction to everything. I think it actually probably kills conversions because I think it's a clip from his course and he talks about doing the hard things, waking up early, on just getting things done. Like, don't think about going to the gym, just do it. Don't think about the work, just do it. And it kind of kills the mood of the whole page. If I was him, he wanted my advice, I would just remove that. It's not helping it at all, and I think you're losing conversions because you're getting into the nitty gritty of the course. And here's a golden rule that everybody needs to know is that I heard this a long time ago, and I think it works spectacularly. Is tell people what they want, give them what they need. So you tell them, all the great stuff that they want, all the benefits, all the good, stuff. And then when they have the course, then give them what they really need to get those benefits. You don't want to, because everything's hard. That's just a fact of life. You want a big benefit, it's hard work to get to that benefit. And so now, I mean, you don't want to be, obviously telling people it's so easy and they don't have to do anything. But um, I just, in this case, it really, not only is it speaking, like talking about how hard it is, but it's out of context, right? It seems like it's just a video from his course, and it's just under these videos that seem like testimonials, and it's out of place. And then the video is out of context. I mean, if you're in the course and you're learning about how to just do it, get things done, then this video would make sense. But it's just kind of thrown in here. Says Ray. I think this is probably a mistake on his web developer, but that's got to be costing, um, conversions big time. Okay, and then he gets into here's what you'll learn. All right, so he's got one module, two module, three modules, four, five modules. Okay, so he's got five modules. It sounds like, hey, that's not too bad. It's not like 30 or whatever. Okay, module one, mastering your wants. And so he just talks about people wanting things over and over and over. You want to do this, and then you start doing that, but then you want to do this. It's kind of like the shiny object syndrome. And so that's really good. I'm not going to go through all these. I'll just read the headlines. And then, but he describes the course. I mean, there's so many courses people are trying to sell online. They don't even do this. They don't even describe what's in that, what you're going to get. So unraveling your resistance, just kind of gives a summary of what they're going to be talking about. Exposing tricks of resistance. So he's really getting into the resistance. He's mentioning it. Conquer your resistance. So it's unraveling, so revealing the resistance, exposing the tricks, the fallbacks of resistance, and then conquering. So this is great. And then action, 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 taking action. Um, yeah, I mean, people who want to get things done, they want to take action. All right. Now he goes. So now just imagine the ability to start something to finish. So it's kind of like the before you take this course, after. Um, it goes a little more into you know what you're going to get done. Okay, so he shows the results. It's like what if you get that project done? What if the promise of losing 15 pounds by the end of the summer? What if you actually do it? This is you know future pacing. Just imagine getting this stuff done. So um, I think that's great. I would just put in more of that. Really future pace and really show like what your life could be. Okay, so more testimonials. Again, I think they should probably just be in their own section and then again, a little summary of what they're saying and how good it is. And then, because, I mean, these videos, they're not that long. This one's like, I guess 2 minutes. I watched it already. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. And, they're not going to watch every video, every video. And especially like if let's just say this guy's talking about weight loss and how it helped them. Well, you don't want to have somebody to watch the whole video to figure that out. And then if this woman is talking about getting her book finished, you don't want to have them have to read or watch the video to find that out because they're just not going to do it. But if you can summarize it, oh yeah, he lost a bunch of weight, she wrote this book, just that much better. Because then they can pick and choose what testimonial they're going to watch, and just shows that you value the time. All right. Okay, so here are the bonuses. We list. I have a couple issues with the bonuses, and I'll get to them now. Resistance. So free module, resistance releasing hacks. Your challenge with resistance isn't with your overall goal. So this seems like it's a bonus, but it seemed like it should be part of the course because you're talking about releasing resistant hacks, and I mean, I didn't read it, but um, seems like maybe it should just be part of the course. Again, the 1 hour routine um, seems like maybe that should be part of it. It doesn't seem like a completely like a bonus that wouldn't be part of the course, but it'd be beneficial for somebody who did take the course. That's the thing you got to be careful about the bonuses. Is like Don't just take something out of your course and then create it as a bonus. You want to have a bonus that if they took the course, then they're going to need, something like once they get all this stuff done, then they need this bonus. I mean, it's like, okay, once you get all your work done and you get money, and he does have a bonus down below, and I'm going to explain it a bit, but once you get all this done, what if you get all this done? What do you do with your free time? Maybe that's a bonus. What do you do with all this extra time? Um, Instead of more of the same, it's kind of more of the same. The bonus is kind of more of the same. Um, okay, so this one is good. It's a 30-day support. So he says, you get 30 days of free support. It's not just some group thing. It's you can email him with any questions and things like that. That's a worthwhile bonus. And then this one I like. Um, this one is a bonus. I mean, it's really not part of the course, but it's a free thing. Like how to save over $1,000 a month in just looking at discounts and things like that. Um, and so that's a worthwhile bonus, and that is not really that would be part of the regular program. You wouldn't want to just stuff that in your program. Okay, so and he just summarizes it and then get the call to action. Okay, so this is the part I like this part. So who is this for? Okay, I read all this stuff. Is this really for me? This tells you who it's for. You have a hard time getting things started. You don't stick with anything. You sabotage yourself. You know, you just can't seem to get to the next level. This is this is so describing more of a the struggles. It's talking about the struggles. So who's this program? People who struggle. And that's a good way of saying like who's it for. I used to do that, and I still do it actually in emails and sales pages. Like who is it for? Well, it's for people who are having these issues. Not so much. You could say who's it for and have a demographic, and you can say it's for women under 30 or men over 60 or blah 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 blah, or people who own real estate. Or you can have people or emotions, people who love to travel, or people who want to have a large family or something like that. So it's always good to call out like who it's for, because people might read all this and they go, this is pretty good, but I don't know, is it really for me? And then you got this, and then it says, my students are using it to, and then all these benefits: lose weight, improve health, and addiction. I mean, these are all great benefits, and I'm sure everyone reading this could probably find something in that list that they want to do. They're like, oh yeah, I always wanted to learn a new skill, or oh, I could probably lose some weight, and I want to start a business. Okay, so and then have more time. Beautiful. It just like even if none of the things apply to you, people would love to have more time. Okay, more testimonials. These aren't videos, so these are just text, and these are good. I would I guess on the testimonials, I would usually I write like some kind of key benefit next to the name. Anyway, good testimonials. Okay, so here we go. I love this section because this is very classic of sales pages. Um, think about how much your procrastination is costing you. So if you don't take this course, what is it costing you? Like, so if you don't take this course and you continue on and procrastinate, what is it costing you? And I think that's really, really important. You can write a lot about this, and it's really, really important because there is a cost, and you have to remind people. So I mean, you could look at it sometimes as like the empathy copy at the top, where I understand this, but really, if you can quantify this, go, what is it really costing you? I would I don't know if I would put these in questions. I would just be like, that thing that you put off last week, did it, that could cost your job, or it can cost you this. Anyway, but I love it. I love this section. Why keep doing this, which is great. It's like people are like, yeah, you're right. You know what? This is costing me a life, and why am I still doing this? And you keep thinking this kind of is different. So this is very good copy. Um, the best part is you can try all this absolutely risk-free. Um, which is great, but he doesn't really discuss the money back in. Oh, okay, here, right here. It's a little, I would, here's the thing. Okay, um, I would put all this thing underneath the product, right? Or I mean, I guess it could be right here, but I would just really make it like this is the. I mean, if you're gonna say your money back, then say your money back. I like really be emphatic about it and go, you're getting your money back. Because that's one of the things people are gonna look for. You know, when they scroll, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, no money back. Okay, so got the little photo of the product display. You're gonna be it online, watch some videos. You know, I'll have to say, I mean, I know people like to have stuff and they get the spiral thing and they got a lot of stuff. I mean, I guess yeah, it looks like you're getting a really good kit. I would say, um, yeah, okay. I think that looks good. I don't have too many issues with that. I would, I guess, love to try to test some things, but that's for another day. So here's what you get. Okay, nice summary, the offer stack, everything you need to conquer your resistance. I would say, I would say everything you need to identify, like we talked about the diagnosis, everything you need to identify and conquer your resistance. Okay, 42 HD video lessons accessible on any device. Okay, beautiful. Um, so module one, $1,000 value, internal resistance, 1,000. What I like about what Kam has done is that these are round numbers. A lot of people put like 997. Well, the whole point of 997 is to get people to round down, right? They go, oh, 997, so it's like $900. You know, they're kind of like rounding down. But if you're trying to make something sound really expensive, then why are you rounding down? You know, that doesn't really make any sense. And then if you're putting like a ballpark value on it, what you know, why is it 997? I mean, if you were gonna put like a real like if you were gonna put if you wanted to make it really look authentic and put a value on it, I would say 825, $825. That looks more authentic. That looks like, oh wow, you know, maybe they did sell this for 825. Um, and instead of something like this. All right. Resistance revealing release into it's $2,000 value. And, you know, module five, 2000. Mind hacks, 1 hour routine. I guess the reason why I'm reading this because I have an issue with this one. Worksheets after every module to apply the material. It's $1,000 value on a worksheet. I mean, really? Um, the bonus guy, 200 money save, like 1,500. I mean, it sounds a little outrageous. Like it's a book. I mean, I could go to Amazon and find I could probably type this in, go to Amazon, find a book for 35 bucks. Um, anyway, so I think these things are a little kind of outrageous and kind of ridiculous. Um, and then if you are gonna, you know, really, what I would do is, okay, I don't even think he had the value up here. Like okay, let's see. Yeah, okay, here's what I would put the value of this if you're gonna bonus guide, um, the value, and then the value of this is $1,500 because you're gonna save $1,000 a month. So you know, find that anywhere else. Um, bonus guide, $1,500. Okay, so he's got this only $997. Again, you know, I would just do okay. How do I get started? Click the yellow button above that says I want access. Okay, well it's not yellow. It should be yellow, but it's not. Is there a guarantee? These are really good questions. How do I get started? Is there a guarantee? How is this course delivered? I mean, these are like perfect questions. Is this another rehash of self-help? Absolutely not. Will it work for me? Yes. I don't have a lot of time. Um, question mark. Great, because you don't need a lot of time. I love this. This is great. These are actually really good sales points. All sounds great game, but I can't afford it. Let's see. Okay, it kind of dispels that. Right now, okay. So now it come to we call the crossroads. You got two choices to make. You can keep you can keep doing what you've been doing and keep getting the results you have been getting, and obviously nobody wants that. Or you can push the button below to join me inside the life changing transformation. Okay, beautiful. So you're at the crossroads. Um, and then that's it. That's beautiful. I like it. I think overall it's a very good page. Um, I would change a few things and certainly a lot of things that would warrant testing. Um, and then I guess some of the formatting, like this graphics not or the blue graphics not fitting on things. I mean, I guess if you could make it a little more professional, it would probably help. Um, but I guess I would get more into really what what people can get out of it. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you next time.